Hey everybody, so I got student number one. Um, so my first question for this was draw the resonance form for the following. What can you say about the major and minor structures? So I got the A3 and 4, which is its last two. So before we start, I'm just going to give you some tips about resonance. First thing you should do is structure should be it's more stable when it's neutral, meaning there's no negative or positive in the structure. As you can see, there's a negative there, a negative there, so and a positive there. So it's not stable. So that's the reason why resonance happens, is trying to find stability. The second thing you should know that it's more stable when there's more covalent bonds, like double bonds here, double bonds there, single bonds. Not as much, but the more covalent bonds, the better, the more stable it will be. And all the structures should have the same number of valence electron, meaning 8 on the outer shell. So when it's not, that means it's considered a minor resonance structure compared to a major where it has 8. As you can see, 2, 4, 6, 8 here. As you can see there as well, 2, 4, 6, which is not complete. So it's very important to know that you need at least 8 valence electron on the outer shell. And as well, you're going to show the arrows where you're going to start from, and if it does start from a negative, it has to go to a positive. So mine was like D and E, which is this last two here. So I said that as it starts, we get the negative here, so that's going to move to the side there to the left, and that double bond here will go to the side as well. Moving it over to the next structure, structure number 3 here, as you can see that the negative shifts over as well as the double bond. Like I said before, it's, to me, I call it a cat and mouse kind of game where one's chasing the other, trying to complete its valence bonds. Well, outer shell, I should say, not bonds. Sorry, outer shell. As you can see, it's as it goes from negative here, and then goes to here, and then goes to the other side, and then goes back to where it was before. So I said that the major or minor are all equal in the valence shell because all of them has not really changed anything. So it's just pretty much trying to move this negative electron over so it could be more stable. The last one, I had this here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have the ammonia at the end, and H2 with a single lone pair here. So you see that double bond here and then the positive electron. So that double bond is going to shift over to the left, and that positive electron will jump over to the other side. When it gets to the other side, that lone pair for the nitrogen will try to get to the positive electron, and as it shifts over, you get two double bonds. As you can see, two double bonds at the positive electrons on the nitrogen, which I said that this is the major resonance structure because it has the two covalent bonds there. As you can see, the others before it are minors because they all have positive electron, and then also there's only very few covalent bonds. So you have only one covalent double bond there, another covalent bond there. Whereas when you get closer to the last structure, you see more of two of the double bonds. So that's how I did this structure here. The second one I had to do was write the Lewis structure and resonance forms for the following compound, which is NCCH2 negative. So the Lewis dot structure I did was here. So nitrogen itself has 5, carbon has 4, and of course hydrogen has 1. So there's a triple bond here between nitrogen and carbon for the first carbon, and then a single bond between the two carbons there. Of course, oxygen only has one, so a single bond there. As you can see, as I progress closer to the next structure here, where we're doing the resonance, so you see the triple bonds here, and so single bond, and you have that negative electron. So that negative electron is gonna shift over to the left here, as the next structure will become a double bond, as you can see, and that's where it stops there. My thought process for this was to keep that negative out of the way and trying to get a cohesive covalent bond. As you can see in the last structure, there's 3 triple bonds. Three double bonds. Well, I guess you got a triple bond between the nitrogen and the carbon, and then you have a double bond here between both of the carbons. So this is going to be the major, and the rest are going to be minor. So that was for that one there. The next one will say draw the resonance structures of the following. As you can see, use the pattern. I have been doing a lot of resonance structures, which is good because it's probably one of my weak points here. So we have this benzene ring here with the methanol. As you can see, there's a positive charge there. As you go to the next structure, you gotta remember be a negative to the positive. So this is only positive. So this shifts over, and that double bond will try to go after that positive bond. So it develops that double bond here for the methanol, and that positive charge will jump to the next carbon over. So the next carbon will, the next double bond will try to come over to the positive. As you see, the positive jumps over into the next carbon bond. And it does the exact same thing here for the fourth structure. So the positive bond here is on the next bond. As the double bond gets it again, it jumps over to the next one, closer to the methanol. And then back to where it was before, to the original one, so it could be more stable. So this is pretty much a cycle that's been going on. So for the structure, so the next one's B, which is this structure here. You have the water with a positive electron with a single lone pair. And these O's, where they were, threw me off, so I kind of kept it as O's. I'm not too sure if it was a 0 or not, but as the structure starts off, it starts off here with a positive positive electron on the water. And of course, water is more electronegative compared to carbon, so that is going to take that electron closer to the carbon, and that positive would jump over to the next structure, the next methanol, and then that water molecule of the carbon will develop a double bond. And of course, the cat and mouse game again, where that double bond will try to get to that positive bond, try to kick it out. As that happens, those double bonds will develop from the first methanol to the second one, as they try to get the positive electron, and then jumps over again to the next positive, and the next methanol will have a double bond, and then the exact same thing again. So it's going to go back to this original structure. So it's a big old cycle to have stability. So the next question was arrange the given protons in increasing order of acidity. This one's a bit of a challenge. Actually, I had to really think about this one here. I knew that alcohol, as you can see here, A is alcohol, OH bond there, is high in acidity. But then again, you also have B, where it has the hydrogen and 2 oxygen with double bonds, like with acidity, the more acidic it is, more double bonds, the more acidic it is, as well as with the hydrogen. C and D um, are low in acidity due to not having any type of double bonds compared to B and or alcohol for A. But H is connected to a carbon that's connected to a double bond of oxygen. So this acidity is much higher than D. So I'll put D is the lowest, C is the highest, and then A, due to not having as many covalent bonds as B. So B has a higher acidity compared to A. So as you see, D, C, A, B. As I said before, excuse me, as I range further down here, it's due to the double bonds from B compared to A. So the next structure here, next question is going to be arranged due to acidity here. I drew out each structure. As you can see, is CH3, CH2OH, that's alcohol. Then you have CH3, COOH. You know what? I did that wrong. So this should be another H here, and then not H, another O here, and an H connected to the O. Sorry, just like the first structure here. So I did this wrong. The next one's going to be CH3SO2OH. I said that the acidity for the last one is higher because there's sulfur is in this chemical molecule here, meaning that it's higher electronegativity. The higher electronegativity it has, the more acidic it is. So as you can see from the chemical here, CH3COOH is the second highest acidity due to having two oxygens here compared to the first one with CH3CH2OH. So this is what how I did it, because I knew that electronegativity is much higher, meaning acidity is higher. So so this is in order, being the least, middle, and highest. The next one is going to be arrange the following increasing order of the boiling point. For boiling point, the longer this chain is, the higher the dispersion force the interlocking molecules have to hold on to. I did have a little problem with this because it kind of threw me off a little bit. So I said that the highest boiling point was 4. I named this all and then wrote it all out. I said that chain itself is the highest. So I did 4, 3, 2, 1. The longer the chain, the better. So as you can see that 2 has chloride in it, which is high electronegativity, but we're talking about boiling point, so it's going to be a little higher compared to the others. And of course, 1 has OH, alcohol chain here, so the alcohol chain it's much higher to dissolve compared to 3 and 4. So the chain is pretty much, you have 3 and 4 are nonpolar, and you see that 2 and 1 has a polarity, hence chloride here, and OH is an alcohol, so it's a higher in boiling point. So I said that 4 was it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, as you can see here on the bottom.